It's not every day that I get to take my glasses off like Clark Kent and save the day. For my superpower is that of a kid from Sky High. Yes, I have a condition that I would like to share with you guys. Not many people have this condition, and it is pretty rare. Only about 2 to 5% of people apparently have it. And from a source that I read a long time ago, I believe that you have it when you are a child, but you lose it as you start to age. And that is dermatographia. Now, if you couldn't break down the pieces of it, derma is skin, dermatologist, you go see one for your skincare. And graphy, meaning, to write something, cartography, for instance. And so, what this leads to is skin writing. Now, you may be like, how is this a superpower? It's not. I was just making a little kerfuffle at the beginning to grab your attention, but I would like to talk about it and also demonstrate it. And in order to demonstrate its full effect, I will take my bare hand. You can maybe see like a little red mark from earlier, but that's dermatographia and it's you know, stage. And I'm going to make a message that will appear on my arm by the end of this video, at least in one way or another. My dermatographia can be kind of weird, and I'll explain in a second. So I'm just gonna write sub for subscribe, which you should totally do while I'm doing this, by the way. I make a lot of content where I just talk about my life and just go over things in general. I believe I've gotten the main gist of this now, though. So if you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? Anyway, so you can't really see anything now. I wonder how long this will take. I mean, in my lighting at least, I can see it right now, but I'll let it raise up a little bit. And you might even have noticed it on my face at the beginning of this video because my nose is looking a little bit big compared to my last videos. So I've lived with dermatographia for I don't know how long. I've had it since I was little. I don't think it's ever gone away. So I think I'm one of the very few people who has had it almost their entire life. Now, no, this isn't some thing that's going to put me in a coffin earlier than you guys. So I luckily have nothing to worry about. But it is something that can be a little distracting at times, especially when it's on your face. Usually I pick at my face, especially when I was going through acne. And dear God, I looked like a zombie. I looked like I got beat up. I looked like I had some sort of disease on me. And just to show you, like these red marks here, my ears a little bit, mainly my nose. I've picked all over my nose, which my parents and sister tell me not to do because it's bad, which, yes, it is. But my nose is usually a little bit more thin. But my skin over time tends to puff up and show exactly whatever had happened. If you will, it's almost like documenting my very own troubles for a momentary time. It only lasts about maybe 20 to 30 minutes, I would say, until it goes away. But during that time, it is pretty itchy. The skin gets kind of dry. And especially like on my inner thigh, it becomes really bad because I'll like itch my thigh and then it'll just like get more itchy because my legs are moving as I'm like walking, for instance. Now, this has also led me to use this ability, if you will, in order to create some art. In my photography class of my freshman year of college, I created this starking image in which I had scratched my back a whole ton and have caused these scars, if you will, to unearth themselves from within my body. And again, don't worry, this doesn't actually hurt at all. This is just a product of what my body is doing to react to the stimulus. And funnily enough, the one time I had gotten close with this lady, it was a bit of a one night stand. I have a video on that, I think a while ago, but this one night stand that I had, I told her, yeah, I got this condition. If if you scratch me, it's not going to be too pretty of a sight. And she's like, oh, okay. And then later on, she proceeded to scratch down my entire back. And then after the fact, was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's whatever. And then she saw the aftermath of it and was like, ooh. But usually this appears and is very prevalent in pets. Usually when I go up to cats or dogs and they end up scratching me or biting me, they will end up leaving a mark there, and it'll look like a almost like a bear has tried to like claw through my skin. Now, there's a funny story that's also tied to this. One time I told one of my friends that I had this condition, and he did the one thing that I expected that someone would do eventually, and that is draw a penis on my arm for it to be there for the next 20 to 30 minutes. So anyone who looked at my arm saw a penis. Anyway, after that, I have reminded myself I probably shouldn't tell people I have this condition lest they are curious about it or make some sort of remark about my face, because that's usually where it tends to puff up, because I pick there a lot. A lot of the times, nowadays, I've mostly resorted to going underneath my neck area, and I think that's just because of the hair and the oil on my body causes, acne to possibly pop up, and so I just kind of pick at it. And also stress. When it comes to being stressed out, I kind of start picking at my neck, and it leads to my neck being quite red. So I think it might be about time. You guys might be able to see it here. Let me see. It may not be the best visibility for you guys here, but you can see there's a little bit. It's mirrored too, but that's okay. You can see there's a little bit of scarring here that just says sub. Maybe if I go like this, you can still see some red here. But 20, 30 minutes, it'll go down, it'll go away, and I will just continue on with my day. Now, I kind of bluffed again because this condition can possibly be used as a superpower. And that would be in the terrifying case if I was ever attacked or assaulted by someone. My body will be able to literally track what motions have happened and where I got hit and where I had been touched, if that were ever the case. So this can technically be used in my own defense as long as I'm able to take a picture of my condition before it goes away. And one more time, because I feel like it has gotten a little bit more visible here. Yeah, there you go. See? And I can even kind of change the color of it. But yeah, it says subscribe. So, that's going to be it from me, guys. I hope you have a good night. Peace.